I've been on and off making video content for like 10 years now, and I've always wanted one of these, and now I have one. Very excited. Hello, everyone. My name is Olivia, and I am a full-time graphic designer and illustrator for content creators. That's especially important because today we're talking about logos. Logos are one of my favorite things to design, and they're also the one type of graphic that I've consistently made throughout my entire career as a designer. When working with individuals, a lot of questions come up around logos because they aren't quite the same as a logo for a company. One of the biggest questions is whether or not content creators should even have logos. Eloise is just jumping around everywhere. Hi. Before you decide whether or not a logo is for you, I want to explain what exactly the purpose of a logo is and when it can be useful to have one. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below, or you can come hang out on my streams every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday around 4 p.m. Eastern. I love to talk about design and branding because it's what I do for a living, so if you have any questions, even if I'm in the middle of a dungeon in Final Fantasy, just lay it on me. So first, let's talk about the purpose of logos. For larger companies and brands, a logo's purpose is a little bit more obvious, but what is the purpose of a logo for an individual person? I always tell my clients that your logo is an anchor that ties all of your other graphics, your content, and your merch together. Not only does it look extra professional, but it also lets your audience know that they're in the right place, even if something drastic changes, like a platform switch or a big appearance change, or you redesign the rest of your graphics. But logos are more than just a unifying graphic. They communicate your personality. Your logo communicates the vibe of your content, your personality, what kind of community you're building, and whether or not someone might enjoy what you're doing. Sounds kind of magical, right? I love logo design so much. If that all sounds a little bit too good to be true, let's take a look at some examples. Now, when I think of successful streamer logos, it feels weird saying this, but the first one I always think about is Ninja. If you take a look at Ninja's logo, it is a mascot style logo, which is popular with esports and came from the sports world. All of that tells you that if you join a Ninja stream, you're going to be looking at some high-level gameplay, and it's not going to be so much focused on community or interaction. Another great logo design that immediately popped into my head was Zombie Unicorn. Zombie's logo is a mixed logo with both an icon/illustration as well as a word mark. She uses those interchangeably both together and separately. Her logo is a little bit cyberpunk and kind of edgy, but it's still really cute and upbeat, which I feel like communicates her personality pretty perfectly. Lastly, let's take a look at Misha Crossing's logo. This is the logo that I designed. For Misha's logo, we wanted something really approachable and inviting, which is perfect for Misha's very cozy, welcoming streams. Handwritten fonts and rounded fonts are great at communicating friendliness. And we add a little plant above the eye that changes color depending on the seasons. Logos that are primarily a word mark with little flourishes of illustration are kind of my jam. So now that we've kind of covered what the purpose of a logo is, when should a streamer or content creator start thinking about getting one? It completely depends on your budget and what you think is important, but from my perspective, it should be around the same time that you're starting to think about what sets you apart as a streamer and what your brand really is. Ideally, you've already figured out what it is that makes people come to your streams before you get a logo. This is not easy to do. It takes some incredible self-awareness. It took me years to even get remotely an idea of what my brand as a content creator was. And it's my job to figure out branding. So it's not easy. But if you do know what about your personality clicks with your audience, you're going to end up with a much more successful logo. In order to do that, however, you'll have to be comfortable enough with communicating that to other people, including your artist. I would even argue that knowing what it is about your personality and your content that makes people love you is more important than having an idea of what the design should be. A good designer or artist will know exactly what colors, what fonts, and design elements to include to communicate your personality. Now, if you're on a budget, know that logos are expensive, or at least they should be, but that's a whole other video. If you're just starting out as a streamer, a logo probably shouldn't be too high on your priority list. Your money is probably better spent on overlays, panels, etc. I would also highly recommend trying out different pre-made graphics for your streams before commissioning someone for something custom. This way you get an idea of what works with your content and what doesn't. If you're interested, I do have some pre-made graphics on my website. I'll link it down below. You'll also have a much more successful logo design if you spend time researching designers and artists instead of just picking someone off of Fiverr who fits your budget. That's another video. So I hope this video helped. I realized, obviously, in the process of writing this video that there are so many more things to talk about. But please let me know if there's something specific that you'd like me to talk about. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment or hang out on one of my streams. I'm always happy to talk about this stuff. It makes me so happy. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye!